Yo, the Mafia is here, baby. The Mafia is here. Thank you so much for tuning in to a very special edition of Don Mafia live streams. And I know that I just created that title for said live stream. Looks like we already have a couple of people in here, which I'm absolutely pumped about, guys. Like mentioned previously, I celebrating my 29th birthday right now. I know, y'all. I'm a boomer. I get it. But you know what? I figured, what's a better way for me to celebrate my 29th year on this floating rock in the universe than being with the Don Mafia, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, we definitely have a lot to unpack today. We saw that news coming that unfortunately we're not going to be able to attend Buffalo Bills games. Now, granted, it was subject to change, right? So, I mean, we'll definitely see how that entire scenario sort of plays out, right? But I mean, like, that's like one of the topics that I'm sure that we're going to go on ahead and cover today. I basically just wanted to do like a Q&A. I mean, I know that it's been pretty slow so far. There really hasn't been a lot of news going on as far as the Buffalo Bills are pertaining. I mean, there's been some news that have broken down to, let's say, some of our competitors, the evil empire of the AFC East, the New England Patriots. They ended up signing Cam. So, I mean, like, I'm assuming that we're probably going to have a bunch of questions moving through there. But let me go on ahead. Let me read through the live chat real quick. What's up, RIP AK-47? Norman, my dude. Thank you so much for attending, dude. You the man. Davion, my dude. Glad to see you're a part of it, man. Bruno, what's up, man? Jacob. Nicholas, my dude. Caitlin O'Keefe. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. I appreciate that. Bills are better than the Jets, and you know it. What's up? Thanks, Davion. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Chris, what's good, man? What's good? Mason, what's good, my dude? Ryan, my dude's in here. Jacob, once again. Steven's in here. Happy birthday, my dude. Look at you in that beautiful coif. Looking better than ever. Enjoy the day, Steven, dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And so I'll raise my Bass Ale to you in honor for your birthday. Norman, I appreciate that. It's funny because Norman actually texted me the other day, and he was just like, yo, Dan, like, I'm watching one of your videos, and I'm slamming a brewski. And I normally don't drink on the weekdays, but since I started watching your videos, I started drinking. I mean, I want to apologize for, like, making you want to drink during the weekdays, but at the same time, I want to be like, you know what, my dude? Do you, baby. Do it up. That's exactly why you're a part of the Don Mafia. Let's go. Bruno, once again. Chad, what's good, man? Welcome to the 30 Club. Chad, I'm not quite at the 30 Club. One more year, and your boy will be at the 30 Club for sure. But who is calling me right now? Let's see what's up. My mother is calling me, but you know what? I'm going to have to ignore that call. I don't think my mom needs to see me on a live stream right now, especially in the current state that I'm at right now. John, I doubt there's going to be a season. John, don't put that evil on me today, bro. I think there's going to be a season regardless. I really think that there's going to be a season regardless of what goes down. I mean, worst case scenario, there's no fans in the stadium. I mean, there's no reason that there won't be a season, right? I mean, the NBA is starting, the MLB is starting very, very soon. And if that's happening, especially within the place that our country is in within this current pandemic, then football is going to go on, right? Is what it is. That's my opinion. And let's just hope that everything goes down. Stan, my dude, thank you so much, man, for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Bennett, I bet it changes before the regular season. The pandemic will end before then, I bet. Happy birthday, though, man. Bennett, I am hoping that is the case. I am really hoping that is the case, and we'll see what's going on. What's up? Will Josh Allen be the next Tom Brady? Fantastic question. First name, last name. I mean, it's definitely tough to compare Josh Allen to any quarterback that has ever played because, I mean, he's like a unique type of player, right? I mean, he's like a gunslinger, but at the same time, he's also that guy that can make moves with his legs. I mean, this is funny. This is definitely a funny take that I'm about to throw out there for you guys. If I had to compare Josh Allen to any quarterback in the entire NFL, it would have to be Cam Newton. But Josh Allen is a better version of Cam Newton, in my opinion, and we're about to see that unfold this year in 2020, at least twice a year. Because, as you know, Mr. Scam Newton, he's now the quarterback for the New England Patriots, which is interesting. How about college? Is there going to be any college football this year? And how about the seniors and juniors that will be graduating this year? Will they be able to go into the draft next year? John, great question. If there is any football that is canceled at all this year, it is going to be college football. I mean, I was talking to my cousin, as a matter of fact. He's a junior in high school, and he's up in Buffalo. And he was saying that there's like talks going on that if school were not to happen, right? If like actual classes were not to go down, then what would happen is that sports would still go on, but classes would not. So I'm hoping that colleges would sort of go on ahead and adopt the exact same policy, especially since they understand that college football is a stepping stone into the NFL. And if the NFL goes down, let's put it this way, if there is a season within the NFL, then there is going to be a college football season because there's no way in the entire world that NFL scouts are going to just sort of do a crapshoot and just sort of guess of like these prospects coming into the league. Like there's absolutely no way that that's not going to happen. I mean, as far as like packed stadiums are concerned for college football, absolutely fucking not. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's just how it is, right? Very interesting take. If any season is canceled, it's going to be college football. But I don't like with the influence that the NFL has within college football, I do not see it being canceled. But that's me. Patriots Global, Colby. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So Patriots Global, he is also another contributor to Fan to Fan Network. I know everybody in this live stream right now has subscribed to the Fan to Fan Network on Twitch. I really hope you did. We're about to be bringing out some banging content, baby. Like, I'm talking a website that you guys deserve, right? Like, there's going to be a page for each and every single team, blogs, videos, podcasts, and obviously your boy is going to be the guy that's covering the Bills. So if you guys want to support, then I highly recommend that you subscribe to Fan to Fan on Twitch. I'll go on ahead and I'll just put the link in the live chat and would love for y'all to do that. Let's just put this as my birthday present, right? Like, say that you haven't already, just go on ahead and just visit that link, subscribe to it, and you could be like, yo, I got Dan Mitchell a birthday present. You know what I mean? Chris Quaff. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for appreciating the quaff. Hey, what's good, dude? And a little early today, dude. I would like to believe you are on this early for me. Hafe, I am. Ladies and gentlemen, Hafe, my dude, he's in Saudi Arabia. So normally when he comes on to my live streams, it's like fucking 2 a.m. I have no idea why he stays up that late, but I love it. That's dedication. I am also a night owl, so I guess I understand. But Hafe, dude, thank you so much. I'm on this exactly for you. Let's see what's up. Dude, Sean Brown, $5 donation. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. All right, Sean, happy birthday, Dan. Thanks, dude. Been here since around 700 subscribers. Holy shit. You've been around here for a minute, my dude. You've been around here for a minute. Don't really make it to live because of work, but love your content and congrats how much you've grown. Sean, thank you so much. As far as my growth has been concerned, like y'all know that I started back in August. I believe it was at the end of the last preseason game in 2019. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make a Bills video. And let's just say that I got more views on that Bills video than I did on any of the other videos that I ever did in my entire life. And I was just like, you know what? I love my team. I love talking about the Buffalo Bills. So why not go ahead and make that my entire channel? So for y'all that have been with me from the beginning, I give you nothing but my biggest thank you, really. And for y'all that have just got here, thank you so much. Like, y'all are a part of the vision. Y'all are part of the vision. My goal is to be at 10,000 subscribers before kickoff week 1 of the NFL season. And y'all are a large part of what's going down there. So thank you so much. Brandon Flores, thank you. What's good, dude? What's good? But Sean, once again, dude, thank you for the donation, man. I really appreciate that. Caleb Brooks, Peach. Are you? And so Dude Man's trying to say that I got some cake. Really? You're a chill dude. I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe. First name, last name. Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Welcome to the Don Mafia. Welcome to the Don Mafia. That means the absolute world to me. Who is your Packers YouTuber? Jacob Marino. Who is my favorite Packers YouTuber? Tom Grossi. I mean, like, there's absolutely he's my favorite Packers YouTuber. But as far as the Fan to Fan Network Packers YouTuber, his name is Thomas Basakari. He has like 1,200 subscribers. No, like 12,000 subscribers. Excuse me. Super cool. We tried getting Tom Grossi on, but I mean, like, he's like big time right now, right? Like, he's like big time going on. But I mean, we'll see what's going on. Jeff. Okay, that's an outside conversation. Naira, what's up? She just said Dolphins. Okay. Next Pat McAfee show. Oh, damn, dude. That could be like, that's honestly the goal. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm like definitely trying to like keep this channel Bills, but I do still want to make some NFL content because I realize at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of Bills fans, but I'm not sure how many Bills fans that there are on YouTube by itself. So I feel like that I eventually need to start covering just the NFL in general. But I mean, that's just going to be a slow and gradual process. Number one, because I absolutely love talking about the Bills. And I mean, for some reason, like, I like have some subscribers that follow other teams, which is great. Like, I'm so thankful for it. So, I mean, moves will be made at the end of the day for sure. Thank you, Naira. Thank you for the birthday wish, Naira. I appreciate that. Okay, where are we at? Brady, happy birthday, y'all. Like, I'm just being showered with love right now. I love it. Oh, one more donation, baby. Sean, my dude. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And so a little extra birthday love, and also wanted to congratulate you on signing with FDFN. Definitely well-deserved. Keep grinding, my dude. The Mafia loves you, Sean. Thank you again, my friend. Thank you again. I'm like really excited for you guys to like actually experience Fan to Fan Network. Like I said, like, I mean, say for example that you're not a Bills fan, like, I guarantee you that there's going to be a YouTuber or a blogger that represents your team. Like, it is going to be changing. Like, I mean, we're trying to like step away from ESPN. Like, we're trying to step away from Fox Sports. We're trying to step away from those major news networks that cover football, right? Like, we're trying to be different, and we're trying to give you like that quality, unique content from real people that actually express their genuine beliefs of their team. So regardless of what team that you follow, you need to be pumped about Fan to Fan Network. You need to. We shut down Prescott. We sure did, Jeff. There are no other teams to talk about, just the Bills. Daniel, my dude. Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. First name, last name. There isn't enough Bills content out there. Glad someone is stepping up to the plate. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I'm not sure whether or not that you follow the other Bills creators, but like, there's a couple of names that I can give you of like other creators to follow. Like, I mean, like, there's definitely some other dudes that we can like make it happen. We should on Prescott. What else? Smash that like button. That's right, Daniel. That's right, man. I appreciate that. You should make a video ranking the Bills teams during the drought. Brady, that's actually a fantastic suggestion. like, I mean, like, honestly, like, right as y'all know, like, there has been an absolute drought as far as news to cover for the past month, right? Like, I mean, like, I've been like doing like sort of like the skeptical videos, sort of like the way too early prediction videos during this time. But I mean, that might actually be pretty good. I haven't done like a historical Bills video yet. I'm thinking that I might need to. I might need to, especially leading up to training camp. But I mean, we'll definitely see what's going on. About to write my neighbor a birthday letter. My dude. Chris, Dan, Chris, number 1, Dan Mitchell. 2, Bills Fanatics. 3, #sports. Those are my favorite Buffalo Bills channel in that order. Chris, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, man. That means the world to me. I regularly collab with #sports. They are very good friends of mine. And then same with Bills Fanatics. Like Rico, my dude. They can be like, and with Bills Fanatics, like they're like going hard, dude. Like they're going really, really hard. They went on ahead and like they like signed like so many different podcasts and stuff like that. Like that's like a Bills network right now. So I mean, but Chris, honestly, man, like I like really appreciate you for loving the Don Mafia, man. That really means the world to me. CBS is not that bad. Yeah, they're really not. Like CBS is definitely more on the Bills side than anybody else, I would have to say. Dan, a convenient thing about my birthday is that it's on New Year's Eve. That's pretty tough. Like me, like I thought that my birthday being on July 2nd was tough because like normally like I like have off, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And it's legitimately just a binge for me for the past like 10 years. Like it's been like, all right, like the night of July 1st leading into midnight for my birthday, like that's a rager. July 2nd, my actual birthday, that's a rager. The 3rd, like that's like my hangover day. I'll probably like maybe have like a Bloody Mary or whatever. And then the 4th of July, honestly, like who the hell is not celebrating America's birthday, baby? But New Year's Eve, God bless your liver, my dude. God bless your liver, my dude. We are still waiting for the PFF diss track, though, Dan. Don't think we forgot. Sean Brown. Funny you say that. I actually just got the beat. I got the diss track beat. And I started putting a rough draft of the lyrics together. So I don't want to give a hard due date of when it's going to drop. And so I want to keep it a surprise. But just know it's in the works, baby. It's in the works. In fact, I just got the beat. I want to say it was like 2 days ago. So, I mean, I just ended up getting the beat. So, I mean, things are about to be lit. Y'all. So my thoughts just asked if I could remove Deshaun Watson from my nightmares. I mean, I wish I could, man, honestly. Like, I mean, he was in my nightmares for a very long time as well. Like, I mean, that last drive that he did just to absolutely break our hearts once again, it happened, right? I mean, it definitely happened. But this year, I think that once the Buffalo Bills actually show out and take advantage of, like, the full roster that they have, it's just going to be absolutely insane. I can guarantee you that. Some kid on Twitter said that the Dolphins were going 12-4. I'm not sure about that. I mean, all right. As far as the Dolphins are concerned, and like y'all could like maybe see if you agree with me on this aspect. The Dolphins this year remind me a lot of the 2018 Bills when Josh Allen was a rookie. Stout defense, questionable offense, right? With a pretty solid run game. So, I mean, I'm thinking the Dolphins are going to be more like a 6-10 to 7-9 team. But make no mistake, I think the Dolphins and the Bills are about to like reignite their rivalry very, very soon because Flores is putting together a damn team. And the defense that he put together, like, I mean, he has 2 cornerbacks that are top 10 in the league. I mean, they obviously ended up investing heavily into their defensive line, most notably Shaq Lawson as defensive end. So, I mean, things are definitely going to be interesting at the end of the day. But, I mean, as far as like a 12-4, I mean, that's just a pipe dream at this point. There's no facts to back that up. And granted, like, this is one thing that I always like to talk about, like sports reporters or like sports personalities. And this is even including myself. Like, you can put in research and like throw out stats and throw out like your predictions. But at the end of the day, you're just predicting. You don't know shit. Like, who knows, right? Like, I mean, like, I'm sitting here telling you that the Buffalo Bills are going to go 11-5, which they will, by the way. But at the end of the day, it's nothing but a prediction. Like, no one knows. There's been so many seasons where teams have rose up and completely like shocked the fucking world. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all the educated guesses. That's all it is. Dan, who is your favorite Cowboys YouTuber? Mine is Scooter Magruder, and did his reactions of the Bills be the Cowboys on Thanksgiving? Scooter Magruder is funny. Scooter Magruder is very, very funny. My favorite Cowboys YouTuber is Law Nation. He just so happens to also be the contributor for Fan to Fan Network for the Cowboys. He has like a Morgan Freeman voice, bro. Like, it's so soothing. Like, that shit could put me to sleep type shit. Like, good. But like, I mean, he knows his shit too about the Cowboys. Has like close to like 30,000 subscribers, I want to say. Like, really knows his shit about the Cowboys. Highly recommend you check out Law Nation. And he'll be on FTFN too. So, I mean, definitely something to think about. Dan, I try to be at most of the live streams. Jeff, you've been to like just about every single live stream that I think that I've ever done in my entire life. So I thank you for your commitment for coming on and hanging out with me. I mean, honestly, dude, like, I mean, it's definitely not a requirement. Like, I like only want to hang out with my fans. Like, I like want to hang out with the Down Mafia as much as I possibly can. And that's why that I try to like do a live stream every single Thursday. I did this one a bit earlier because I am having a party at my house tonight. So I'm having like a bunch of friends over and stuff like that. Like, so we're going to slam some cocktails and stuff like that. And, celebrate my last year before I turn 30 years old. Right. So, I mean, we'll go that way. So, I mean, but thank you all for making some time and coming on. The chances of the Bills making it to the Super Bowl, first name, last name, fantastic question once again. I mean, I'm always hesitant of making a prediction that deep, right? Like that far deep. Like the Super Bowl, like that's like the final destination, obviously. As far as the Bills roster is concerned, right? There's no doubt in my mind that they are not capable of making a deep playoff run. But at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday. You really don't know what's going to happen during the regular season, and you especially don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs. Do I think that the Bills have a roster right now that could easily make the Super Bowl? Hands down. Hands down. But at the end of the day, it's any given Sunday. So who knows? Who knows? Drew Dingus, what up, Dan? Happy birthday, bro. Thank you, man. I'm not worried about Cam Newton. I think our defense will be number one. We have everybody coming back plus upgrades. Drew, thank you. I have been legitimately screaming that from the rooftops the second that Cam Newton ended up signing with the Patriots. Now, I did end up going on ahead, right? And I did predict that the Patriots would go on ahead and they would sign Cam Newton. A lot of people thought I was crazy, but there was no way in fucking hell that Bill Belichick was going to allow his team to be ran by Jared Stidham or Brian Hoyer. There was no way in fucking hell that that was going to happen. So, I mean, them signing Cam Newton, it made sense. And the reason that it took them so long to sign him was the fact that I think they just sort of wanted to wait to make sure that no other team ended up overpaying the dude. And the second that they realized that no one was paying the dude, then they throw up some contract that was exclusively incentivized. As in, dude man's only getting paid if he reaches certain milestones, which is a Bill Belichick move 9 times out of 10, right? Like 9 times out of 10, like that's a shit. So as far as me being scared of Cam Newton, no. I still think that our defense will be able to sort of get the best of him, especially since his previous defensive coordinator is going to be coaching against him and Sean McDermott. I think if there's any defensive coordinator or any head coach that's going up against Cam Newton, I'm going to have to trust Sean McDermott. I'm going to have to trust Sean McDermott and Leslie Frazier as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I do think that the Patriots are going to be a lot better than what they would have been if they were to stick with Jarrett Stidham this year. They're not winning the division, but I could see them sneaking into a wild card best case scenario, but most likely scenario, they're probably going to go 8-8, I'd say. All right, so with Thomas Love, he says that we're going to go 10-6 with a playoff conference title on the line, the Super Bowl win next year. Playoff conference title. All right, so Thomas is saying that we're making it to, so like right to the AFC Championship, which I would be fine. Say that the Bills made it to the AFC Championship this year and then like lost a heartbreaker, then I would be fine. Like honestly, like I like want us to win a Super Bowl. Obviously, what Bills fan doesn't want their team to win the big one, right? And especially with what we have been through like our entire lives. But I mean, as far as progression is concerned, if the Bills can go more than 10-6, so I mean, say that they go 10-6 or 11-5, 12-4, 13-3, then obviously I'm going to be absolutely ecstatic. But at the end of the day, I do want to make a deep run in the playoffs, and I want to win our first round convincingly. I'm still seeing the Bills. Honestly, like some people think I'm crazy, but like I'm seeing the Bills like hitting a top 3 seed this year in the playoffs. Top 3. Do I think it's going to be number 1? I'm not cautiously optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic that the Bills are looking at a 2 to a 3 seed, but at the end of the day, we will be hosting a home playoff game, tier. Not that that matters, but who knows? Who knows? Oh my God, what do you think about Nate? And what do you feel about Nate Peterman? Like, I have legitimately blocked that out of my memory, to be honest with you. So Rich Forever is saying that Josh Allen is literally ass. And so Rich Forever, he's that kid that like has not watched a single game that Josh Allen has played, minus what the mainstream media talks about him, or like minus the games that he's played against the Pats. And Rich Forever, say that y'all weren't to give a dirty hit on Josh Allen during week 4 last year, then we would have won that game. I mean, we're going to see what's good, man. We're going to see what's good. And so, but Rich Forever, and so I'm assuming that you subscribed or like you like found me through Patriots Global. Pat's Global is my homie, really cool guy. And so me and him talk about this stuff all the time on either my channel or his channel. So subscribe to Fan of Fan Network and watch it up. Josh Allen ain't ass, but he's decent though. I like that. I like that. Yeah. So first name, last name was saying that even the mainstream media loves Josh Allen and they have him high on his rankings. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that Colin Cowherd ranked him like top 5 in the AFC. That was good. I like was not expecting that. Like PFF like probably has him like 37. And trust me, and so I know that there's only 32 teams in the NFL, but PFF would pull that type of bullshit and fucking make Josh Allen worse than like 5 or 6 backups. That's the thing. That's exactly why the diss track's coming out, baby. It's exactly why the diss track's coming out. Daniel, 110% agree. McDermott will know how to defend Cam after facing him in practice all those years. Yeah, man. I definitely think that he will. And like honestly, like don't get me wrong, as far as from an NFL business perspective, as far as from running a team, and then maybe Rich Forever, maybe he could agree with me on this. Cam Newton was the best option that they could have went with. Cam Newton was the best option that the Patriots could have went with in order for them to at least be somewhat relevant this year. If the Patriots were to stick with Jared Stidham, if the Patriots were to stick with Brian Hoyer, then the Patriots would have went 7-9 at best. That's best case scenario. That's best case scenario. The Pats would have went 7-9 or worse without Cam Newton. Cam Newton is going to make them better, right? I'm not saying that they're going to wish, like, they're still not going to win the division, right? Cam doesn't have the supporting cast that he needs, right? I mean, you have, so you have Edelman, right? Who, in my opinion, is getting up there in age. I mean, and so the dude, man, played through so many injuries last year. Like, I have to respect the guy, honestly, for like how he still decided to play throughout it. He's got Sanu, who has been bit by the injury bug a lot. He's got Harry as well, who is a pretty solid receiver, the run game, etc. But I mean, as far as Cam's like supporting casts, that's why I'm saying that now the Pats are closer to like a 9-7, 10-6 maybe. But then a lot of people need to realize is that they have the hardest, like the Bills have a hard schedule this year. Like I'm pretty sure that we have the 5th hardest schedule in the NFL. The Pats have the hardest schedule in the NFL. Their defense might help them win a couple close ones, but best case scenario for the Patriots is 10-6 wild card. Best case scenario. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, dude. All right, RIP AK-47, man. You're cool, man. Thank you for coming. So Rich Forever thinks that the Pats would have went 9-7 with Stidham. Your buddy Patriots Global thought the exact same thing. And so normally I would agree with you, but the fact that you have the hardest schedule in the NFL, that's why I had you going more toward a 7-9. And so with Cam Newton, considering that he stays healthy all year, then you'll probably be all right. What's the latest on the Ed Oliver suspension? My best from Toronto. Bob, my dude. Thank you for coming on the stream. The Ed Oliver suspension, I haven't really heard a lot of news come from that since the situation actually occurred. In my opinion, like with the entire world that we're living in right now, the court system is significantly delayed. So don't be surprised if Ed Oliver gets punished at all. Say that he were to get punished, then I could see it being in 2021 rather than being 2020. Worst case scenario, we're looking at a 2-game suspension, 3-game suspension. But thank God, Bob, we have enough depth in the D line. In fact, I would say that our deepest room in our entire team is our defensive line at this point. So I wouldn't be completely devastated or worried if we were without Ed Oliver for like 2 or 3 games, just due to the depth that we have put within that defensive line at the end of the day. So, I mean, that's interesting. How you feel about the 2 tight ends we drafted in the early rounds, Devin Asai and Dalton Keene? I like Dalton Keene a lot, actually. Was actually hoping that the Bills were to pick him up in the later rounds. Devin Asasi, I honestly need to do my research on the dude. I haven't checked him out yet, but I'll have to go ahead and get back to you with that. Happy birthday, Dan. Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, man. What's up, Alicia? And do you think that Josh Allen is better than Dak? like that's like comparing apples to oranges, like right at this point. Like they're two very different quarterbacks. Like I said, like Josh Allen, like he's in his third year right now, and we're gonna see Josh Allen's final form this year. Like we're gonna see if Josh Allen is an elite quarterback this year, or if he's just another average Bills quarterback that we've seen throughout the past couple of years. So I mean, it's way too soon to say where Josh Allen truly ranks. And it's all going to come down to the progressions that he's made. So the progressions that he's made from year one right to year two has been astronomical. Like I was completely happy with the progression that Josh Allen made from year one to year two. If Josh Allen can make another step right into year three, then come back and ask me that question. But I'm having a feeling based off of what he's been working on this offseason that we're about to see some good shit. What's up, Sabres, dude? Thank you, man. What's up, Isabella? So a Buffalo is so good, we will go to the Super Bowl. I love that, Isabella. I love that. Johnny, it's a happy birthday to you, Dan, from Utah. Johnny, thank you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And so Utah is actually pretty dope, man. So I'm going to Vegas next month for like a sort of like a quick little vacation and stuff like that or whatever. And I was actually planning on doing some hiking out in Utah. I was actually thinking about sort of renting a car and stuff like that for like a day trip and just going up to Utah to hike and stuff. So, I mean, from what I understood, Utah is a beautiful, beautiful state, and I'm really excited to check it out. Gabe Zilla, I can like the Celtics and the Bills. Buffalo ain't got a basketball team, and I'm a Larry Bird fan. Yo, dude, honestly. And so I totally get that, man. And so I totally get that watching Golf 618 for sure, man. I mean, like, honestly, dude, like, I mean, like, and so I'm a Bills fan, and so I'm a Sabres fan, obviously, because I'm from Buffalo. But so y'all know that I moved down to South Carolina when I was a kid. So as far as baseball is concerned, I'm a Braves fan. Like basketball, I'm a Hornets fan because like they're like right around that area. But then again, like I also followed the Raptors as well. But I mean, it's definitely cool to follow a team that you're not from as long as your home team doesn't have a team. So you're good watching golf. You're good watching golf. What do you think our four defensive linemen lineup will look like? Fantastic question, Hector. Fantastic question. All right. Here's my thing. It's funny because I think that our D-line is going to largely be rotational, but let's say the first four that we line up for the first snap of the first game, it's going to be Mario Addison, it's going to be Harrison Phillips, it's going to be Oliver, and then it's going to be Jerry Hughes. Those are going to be the four that are going to line up for the very first snap of week one. But then obviously we're going to see a lot of Epinesa like being in a rotational aspect. We're going to see a lot of Vernon Butler. We're going to end up seeing a lot of that guy that we got from Seattle that his name is escaping me for some reason. But I mean, if I had to guess, that's going to be the starting D-line very first snap of week one. Dan, and so how do you think the Pats would have been if they signed Andy Dalton instead of Cam? Sean, great question, as a matter of fact. So I think that the ceiling is a lot higher for Cam Newton. I think that the ceiling is a hell of a lot higher for Cam, but it's more of a gamble, right? Because we look at Cam Newton, right? And like, oh, like he's injury prone, but like you look at like the first like 5-6 years of his career, like dude, man, like did not get hurt at all. He was out there, like was doing his thing. And then let's rewind to 2018. Halfway through the season, like dude was like in the conversation for an MVP year in Carolina, but then he fucked up his shoulder. And then he was out the remainder of that season. And then the following season, he started 2 games. His foot was fucked up. And then he missed the remainder of 2019. So, I mean, as far as Cam Newton is concerned, he has a much higher ceiling. but can he stay healthy? That's the question. As far as Andy Dalton is concerned, I mean, I don't doubt Bill Belichick and like turning him into like a true pocket passer, but coming from an objective standpoint, I really, really, really like the Cam Newton move from the Patriots' perspective. And so I do still think that the Bills are going to sweep them this year, but I mean, is what it is. That's right, Drew. It was Jefferson. Quentin Jefferson, who, by the way, with Quentin Jefferson, he was like top 5 in the league for pass rush pressure. And Ed Oliver was 7 last year. No one wants to talk about that. But Duman was 7 in the league for pass rush pressure. Insane. Rich Forever just said, Dan, and do you think that the Bills defense is better than the Patriots defense? Rich Forever, great question. Are you talking about last year or so are you talking about this year in 2020? In 2020, I think that the Bills have a better defense than the Pats. In 2019, back when you had Kyle Van Noy and back when you had like your absolute studs, then I would say that the Pats had like a slight edge. But me and Patriots Global are actually about to do a video on who is the better cornerback between Gilmore and White. So definitely be on the lookout for that video because, I mean, we've been talking about doing this for about a month, and that's going to be a good one. And it's going to be on his channel. So, I mean, definitely check that out. We'll see what's going on. But my short answer is 2019, super close, but I think the Pats had like a slight edge. But in 2020, the Bills, for sure. I hope Rex comes back at least as a defensive coordinator. I mean, maybe, but just not on the Bills. Looks like that everyone in Rochester are Bills fans and diehard fans. Yo, man, I love that. And I became a Bills fan from my friend from church. Hey, listen, you know, and so the Bills Mafia is always accepting applications. You are welcome to not only the Bills Mafia, but you are also welcome to the Don Mafia. Let's put it that way. Martin Bradstreet, thank you for everything, bro. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And so I do this for y'all. Happy birthday, Dan the Man Mitchell. Thanks, dude. Oh, man. I'm just feeling so much love right now. I love it. Hey, Dan. Feliz cumpleaños. Happy birthday from your Mexican Biller brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. And so I hope all is well down there. Hope all is well down there as always. Is Panthers Stadium right around where you live? Yeah, so I actually lived in Charlotte for like 3 years, and I legitimately lived, I want to say, a 5-minute walk from the Panther Stadium. But where I live, and so now I live in Myrtle Beach, which is on the coast in South Carolina. So, I mean, it's like a 3.5 hour drive. But back when I lived in Charlotte, like I legitimately lived like a 5-6 minute walk from the stadium. So I hated Rex. We all hated Rex, man. Forget about Rex Ryan. He was a bad hire. Yeah, dude, he was. He was a miss by the Pagulas. He was a big miss. So the percentage of a 2020 season without a crowd. Well, that's a great question. So the state of New York just said that if the football season were to start today, then there would be no fans allowed in New Era. But so far, that's been the only stadium that's been named, like, strategically, that, like, there's no fans allowed in there. I mean, we're going to have to see, man. Like, I mean, I've seen, like, articles saying that, like, the NFL is considering having waivers and shit like that. Like, fans, like, need to sign a waiver like right before they go into a stadium. And me personally, like I would sign like 50 waivers and so to get in there and watch my team play. But I mean, say that new era doesn't allow like fans, then I mean, you best believe that looks like the Bills games that I'm going to are just going to be away games. And if that's the case, all right, say that the Bills stadium, say that new era is the only stadium that doesn't allow fans, then as Bills Mafia, we need to make it a point that we need to go to as many away games as possible and fill the shit out of their stadiums and make it an away game. Like we like need to make it a home away game. And I have so much faith in the Bills Mafia for making that happen. I guarantee you that that's most likely what's going to happen. But I mean, we'll see what's good. Rex Ryan is the best meme coach ever. I agree. Dan, and so did you go to the Bills versus Panthers game in 2017? I did. And so I think you mean 2018, as a matter of fact, was the year that no, yes, it was. Cam. Yes, I did. Was in Charlotte, was me and my dad. We were like at like I want to say 15, 16 rows up from like the 30-yard line. I did. That was the game where Tyrod like threw like some like beauty like right to Zay Jones. Like he could have caught it and we could have ended up winning that game with like seconds left and it just didn't happen. But yes, I was at that game. It was a beautiful experience. What's up, Chris? And so what if the Dolphins or the Jets win the division? I mean, I think both Bills and Pats fans would be shocked. But I don't see that happening. And Adidas should sponsor you, Buff Hub, my dude. So Buff Hub, by the way, like he's been training me in Madden, y'all. And like I'm like low-key getting pretty good at Madden. I'm like low-key getting pretty decent at Madden. Not gonna lie. So we just need to invade every other stadium that we play in. Yeah, dude. Like that's it. Like say that New York State is the only state that doesn't allow fans in stadiums, then that's exactly what Bills fans are gonna have to do. Like I mean, like we're gonna have to treat our away games like damn home games and just be there for the squads. Like honestly, man, like and so like I mean like this like maybe like this might be controversial, but I mean, let's just do it, right? I honestly think that they should do the waiver thing. Like pack out the fucking stadiums. Pack them out, right? Pack them out. Like assumption of the risk. Assumption of the risk. If you want to go and watch your team play right in the stadium, then go. Sign a waiver, do your thing. Like that's me. Like that's me. Like that's my mindset. If that's something that you want to do, and so if you want to risk getting sick, then fucking do it. Then I totally would sign 50 waivers, like I was telling y'all. Like I would sign a waiver and I would go and I would watch my football team play in a packed fucking stadium. Is what it is. That's me. But who knows? So sad we didn't develop Zay. Yeah, man. Like honestly, like I mean, like I like really don't think that Zay is gonna work out like right in the NFL. And so I just did a collab with another fan to fan network. His name's Darian. He runs a channel called Spotlight Raiders Talk. And I mean, he said that he wasn't really impressed with what Zay Jones brought to the table the second that he came to Oakland. And this year, obviously, being Las Vegas. So, I mean, we'll definitely see how like everything sort of pans out. But I mean, who knows? How do you feel about Edmonds? I love him as middle linebacker. I have Edmonds like being one of the breakout players this year. I really, really do. I mean, he's young as shit, y'all. Like, he's 22. He's entering his third year. He's young as hell. His ceiling's absolutely amazing. I can really see Edmonds being like that dude that breaks out for the Bills this year. And he's so underrated. Nobody ever talks about Tremaine Edmonds. And I mean, they need to. They need to. What are the Bills' biggest threat this season? I mean, as far as the division is concerned, so let me put it this way, right? And so the cat got my tongue there for a second. The Bills' biggest threat this season is the Buffalo Bills. The roster that we have put together, if we cannot win the division convincingly, then it's going to be no fault but our own, right? The team that I'm most worried about is the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills beating themselves is what it is. CJ Punk, dude, you're blitzed. I'm not blitzed, actually. In fact, your boy's drinking coffee. Steven, looks like Edmonds is an absolute beast. He's 21 still, right? I believe he's 22, as a matter of fact. We've seen so many stories like Cam Newton's. Remember Kurt Warner and the Cardinals? Yeah, dude, I do. Dan, and who, in your opinion, is the player who people are sleeping on? From the Bills, one player that people are sleeping on, I would have to say Jordan Poyer. Man. Like, we know that we sort of got pissed off at him for like sort of threatening to hold out, say that he didn't get the contract that he wanted. But dude, man, is ridiculously efficient for the Buffalo Bills. And I just have a feeling that Poyer is going to go off this year. And I also think that Edmonds is going to go off this year. I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. It's absolutely insane. And so a lot of people sleep on Hyde too. They do. And I know that he's not our problem anymore, but do you think that Frank Gore will regress? I mean, honestly, Frank Gore has been surprising me every single year. I've been saying that Frank Gore was going to regress 3 years ago, and he doesn't. I mean, he's probably going to play until he's like 55. Let's be real. And I like really wish him the best. I like love what he did for Buffalo. I love what he did for Devin Singletary, being that mentor for him last year. I mean, that's just me. And what do you think about no fans? Jackson, great question. I actually did a video today, as a matter of fact. I uploaded it about 2 or 3 hours ago. Feel free to watch it. I deep dived into my opinion of what's going to go on. But, I mean, it's going to suck. I mean, definitely the Bills Mafia was a huge asset for our home games. But, I mean, one thing that should make us feel a lot better, we did a hell of a lot better on the road than we did at home last year. Like a hell of a lot better on the road than we did at home. So, I mean, that makes me happy. And is the NFL still trying to do virtual sound? I hope so. I really, really hope so. So I think that it won't necessarily be fair because some stadiums are a hell of a lot louder than others. But I think that it's going to be necessary because you really can't play the game without like some like loud ass cheering in the background. Like that like really takes away the entire thing of home field advantage. Worst case scenario, say that like states or certain teams that aren't allowing fans to be in the stadiums, then I could see them making that implementation and then just going from there. But I mean, that's That is what it is. And so in your vid, which stadium was the one that came close to being as loud as New Era? Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks. They have like activated the Richter scale. It's a fucking loud stadium. And so if y'all have never been, I recommend going. I definitely recommend going just to experience how loud that bitch gets. That and then same with Arrowhead. And so the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium gets fucking loud too. And Chris, yeah. And so they say that Seattle has the loudest stadium. And so the Bills' biggest strength and their biggest weakness. So the Bills' biggest strength right now, in my opinion, is continuity between the offense and the defense, the coaching staff. Finally, the Bills are not in a position where they're just in a consistent carousel of coaching staff, of key offensive players, of key defensive players. Like we have continuity right now. Like we're gelled as a team. And that's why that like this weird offseason really hasn't worried me at this point. Because I mean, like that's it. Weakness, I'd have to say our offensive line. But I think our offensive line might be able to surprise us this year because it goes back to our strength, continuity, right? I think that there's a possibility that while we didn't make the additions to our offensive line like I thought that we should have during this offseason, I'm hoping that they have just demonstrated a lot of chemistry and they're going to be able to come in and just make it happen. That's just me. And as much as I hate Cam Newton for the Pats trade, I respect him for his touchdown celebrating. Oh, yeah, dude. Like his touchdown celebrating is elite. Elite. Okay. So next question comes from Jack the Bill. And do you think that having less preseason games will mean that we will see teams that have large amounts of new additions take more games to hit their best? Jack, great question. Since there's only going to be two preseason games this year, it's going to negatively affect the players that are fighting for a position on this team, like especially when it comes down to the wide receiver room. Say that we were to have like a 4-game let's say that we were actually going to have like a 4-game preseason, then I would say that I think that Duke Williams was actually going to make the team rate over Isaiah Hodgins. But I mean, he's going to have to do a shit ton during those 2 games. I'm not seeing our starters really being out on the field that often during the preseason. Maybe the first drive, the first game, and maybe the first quarter of the final one. But I mean, it's just going to be a free-for-all, and the Bills are going to have to make some very difficult decisions on who's going to make the final roster, and I mean, we'll see what's good. LeBron, thanks, man. Thanks, brother. Dude, and you look like Chuck from the Goodies right now. Let me check out Chuck from the Goodies. Hold on. Oh, you mean the Truffle Shuffle kid? I don't know. Like, I mean, like, say that I were to throw on, like, I don't know, like 60 more pounds and maybe. Chris says that, like, you're like 100 pounds lighter. Yeah, that's for sure. LeBron, great question. Dan, and do you think that John Brown is going to have a better year this year than last year? LeBron, great question. I do, for the sole reason alone that now that we have Stephon Diggs in the roster, And so now that we have Stephon Diggs in the roster, I think a lot of defenses are going to be worried about double covering him, and it's only going to leave a bunch of lanes open for John Brown. And when it comes down to it, John Brown held his own going against like top cornerbacks in the entire league. And now John Brown's going to be going against like CB2s the entire year. So I think that John Brown's going to be a sleeper. In fact, not that I'm like a fantasy football guru, but I mean, I did win my league last year. I mean, not trying to flex or anything like that, but I mean, is what it is. I would pick John Brown over Stephon Diggs this year in fantasy. That's me. It's me. Fan to Fan Network, baby. Saturday. We're making it happen. We're making it happen, y'all. I am so excited that y'all are pumped about it. I'm so excited. Like we've put so much work into this, y'all. Like, I mean, we've put so much work into this, and like I'm like really hoping that y'all are really going to enjoy it. I mean, things are going to go down. Dan, and do you think that Diggs matured? He kind of acts like a diva and an asshole. Rich forever. Great question. I mean, I suppose that time will tell. I think that a change of scenery is very important. I mean, he was clearly unhappy in Minnesota. I think that now that he is going to a team where he knows that he's the number one, he's not going to be going up against he's not going to have a receiver on his team like an Adam Thielen, who is like just as good as he is. Like he's without a doubt, hands down, the best receiver on this team. And he's going to get targets. He's going to get way more targets than he did in Minnesota. So, I mean, I'm hoping that they target Diggs so much that we never find out, whether or not that he's going to be a diva. But I mean, I believe that he came to a team. And so I believe that he came to a team that's going to use him to where he's going to be satisfied with his production that we're never going to find out. Let's put it that way. Smash that fucking like button. Daniel, that's right, baby. Smash that shit, y'all. Steven Griffiths, what's up, man? And make sure you keep that shit coming. Yeah, dude, for sure, man. What time will Fan to Fan Network be going live on Saturday? Norman, great question. I think we're doing like a morning show. In fact, I have a meeting with them here at 7. So we're going to find out, and then I'm going to send out a tweet, or I'll put something on the community tab on my YouTube channel to let you know what's going on. I think we're just going to do like a sort of like a Sports Center type show or whatever. Like we're like all going to have like different like guys on there like doing record predictions and shit. So, I mean, things are going to be good. Things are going to be good. Kyle, and do you think that Singletary and Zach Moss will be splitting carries evenly by the end of the year? Kyle, great question. I think that Zach Moss is going to be more of a third down back, and I also think that he's going to be a goal line back. I still see Singletary seeing the majority of touches this year, and then Zach Moss being exclusively used for strategic scenarios, such as 3rd and short, 4th and short, and then goal line as well. But, I mean, as far as overall touchdowns, I'm seeing Moss definitely getting a lot more touchdowns than Singletary this year. But as far as overall touches, it's going to be Singletary. When Fan to Fan Network is out, I will be at a pool party. Hey, it's completely fine. Fan to Fan Network's going to be here for the rest of your damn life. So feel free to tune in whenever you want. Dan, and do you think we're still going to win the division? Absolutely. Absolutely. We are going to go 11-5. We're going to win the division. We're going to be 2nd or 3rd seed in the playoffs. Hands down. Mark Cardinelli. It's a happy birthday, man. So if the pandemic is still going on and the Bills win the Super Bowl, and you think the Buffalo will just say fuck it and party in the streets for a week straight? Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure, dude. We would completely ignore all the regulations for that. And I think that the government should let it slide. I don't think that we should get in trouble. I really don't think that we should get in trouble for partying, for our team actually bringing home the Lombardi I think that they should give us they should give us an exception. First name, last name. What is happening Saturday? First name, last name. Since you are new to the channel, you probably don't know because I've been like preaching this from the rooftops for a very long time. I just got signed by an online sports network called the Fan to Fan Network. We're launching a website where you're going to see a page dedicated to each and every single NFL team. And then I am obviously representing the Buffalo Bills, but it's basically going to be like an ESPN, but it's exclusively going to be online. So, I mean, like whenever you want Bills content or like maybe content from just around the NFL from different teams, then you'll go to the Fan to Fan Network. And then we're also streaming live shows. Eventually, we want to do it like 24 hours running. Like, I mean, like we want to continuously stream forever. But starting off, we're going to do a couple of shows starting July 4th and then sort of move forward with that. It's going to be an online sports network, like stuff like ESPN, like Fox Sports, CBS Sports, like you name it. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. Me and 31 other YouTubers, we sort of combined our talents. We built out this crazy website, whatever. I really hope that y'all enjoy it and say that y'all like another team. Like I said, like your team is going to be represented. So, I mean, check it out. And is there any word on Ed Oliver and his situation? No, there hasn't been, but if there is, I'll let you know. And so do you think that Christian Wade could make the final roster this year, doing a lot of work during the offseason to get a spot? Jack, great question, man. I mean, he's not being done any favors at all for having a shorter preseason this year. Like, I mean, he really doesn't have a lot of opportunities to prove himself. I mean, as far as the running back room is concerned, I'm unfortunately not seeing him making the team at this point. I'm still seeing it being Devin Singletary. I'm still seeing it being Zach Moss. I think TJ Yeldon's going to make the team. I really think that Yeldon's going to make the team. So, I mean, we'll see what's up. Dan, y'all better win the division, especially after you hyped them up so much. Yeah, dude, Rich Forever. I know I should, dude. And so, like, I'm, like, legit going to look like a clown if they don't. You know what I mean? But, yeah, Dom Mafia, thank you again for tuning in to yet another special birthday edition of a live stream. Like I said, I'm having a bunch of my friends over for a little get-together here. Say that you're new here. I highly recommend subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video. I've done like a lot of videos this past week. I just did a video on why the Bills should not be scared of Cam Newton. I've done a video of what the implications are going to look like that fans will not be allowed in New Era. So definitely go on my channel and like watch some of that stuff or whatever. Like I did like a bunch of content like right over the off season. So definitely indulge with that. As far as videos over the weekend, I'm probably going to do a couple more. Going to reignite the Madden franchise video. I need to find a way to get Cam Newton on the Patriots so I can make it as realistic as possible. So, I mean, we'll go on ahead and we'll make that happen. But be on the lookout. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. And above all else, let's go Buffalo.